everyone, it's Shauna again. So as I was wrapping up and kind of reviewing the last podcast for episode 2, I realized that I probably needed to take some of my own advice, and I decided to try something I hadn't done in a long time, which was skiing. I went out and it was a beautiful day. It was sunny, the snow was perfect, the powder, everything wasn't too icy. But it's been 20 years since I've skied, and I got to tell you, I was ready for it. I was ready for the soreness, the aches, the pains. Yes, I do yoga. Yes, I work out, but you and I both know you never work the same muscles in any specific sport. So I thought for sure I was going to be like in pain. I woke up this morning, I got to tell you, a little soreness in the quads, but not too bad. And I really do think it's because I sat in my hot tub. Now, I don't have any fancy hot tub by any stretch of the imagination. It is one of those Salud Spa blow-up hot tubs I got at Costco. It's amazing. I put the whole thing together myself. It was super easy. But I sat in it for a good probably 20, 30 minutes and had the best sleep, woke up, minimal soreness. So it got me thinking about where we're at when we take care of ourselves, and not just about the exercise and the eating, which we talked about as we ended podcast 2, but what are some of the things we can proactively do to help ourselves, taking care of ourselves, the mental acuity, all of that goes along with how we feel, how our body feels. And I realized that, and I was actually talking with a girlfriend, and she and I were talking about hot tubs and saunas and the polar plunges and the ice baths, and there's a lot of trending things going on right now. So we are going to discuss that this podcast. Let's talk about the saunas, the benefits, obviously hot tubbing, what that looks like, and then of course the polar plunges and the ice baths. And I think it's really important to talk about. And a lot of friends are like, yeah, let's definitely, I want to hear that on your next podcast. So we're going to do that today. I also want to preface this by saying that I am not a medical doctor. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not able to, and nor would I give you medical advice when it comes to how your body would respond to something like a sauna, a hot tub, or the polar plunge or an ice bath. So I would absolutely say you need to consult your doctor, have those conversations. I don't know if you have cardiovascular disease. I don't know if you have high blood pressure, any of that. So I am not at all saying, take this advice and run with it. What I'm saying is that I've done a little research. I've seen some friends that have had some great benefits. I myself have as well. So I just wanted to be able to talk about that. Again, all the things when we talk about as women, things that we should consider, things that we can do to help better improve our movement, our mentality, our physicality, our stretch, our flexibility, all the things that make us able to take care of those around us, including ourselves, which is really the most important thing right now, right? We're talking about taking care of us. At the end of the podcast, I will have a list of a couple of different websites to which I had done my research. I wanted to be able to obviously give them the credit and also give you some additional information if you wanted to explore some of the benefits, some of the research that I was looking at, so you can decide for yourself what that might look like for you. But the first thing we're talking about is saunas. I myself don't have one, but I've been in one many times. I actually did a little hot yoga there for a little while, but then I had a really bad episode, and it wasn't diagnosed vertigo, but I did have, it was just like threw me into a very nauseous, dizzy state. And so for me, I can't really do hot yoga, but I can do saunas. And I went to this great website, and again, all the information will be at the end of the podcast. What talked about lowering cardiovascular disease, the risk of stroke and coronary disease. It's also associated with lower risks of dementia and Alzheimer's, which blew me away. And then also, I think the big part for me is the immune system improvement. And I know that whether you're struggling now with a compromised immune system or you're having your own health challenges, these are some things that I would suggest you should go review some of the studies. I mean, gosh, I looked at one of the studies said something like 63% improvement if you're in a sauna 4 to 7 times per week. It reduces many of the diseases that I had talked about earlier, obviously reducing stress. It opens up the pores. It allows that the toxicity and all the toxic parts of whether it's like, let's say you did some drinking the night before, whatever that looks like, it will help kind of get that flush through your system. It talks a lot about that longevity piece, the mental clarity and increased mood and enhancement, which for me is big. I've always been a pretty positive person. I mean, I'm human. I get down about things. Things hurt my feelings. People piss me off, right? And that happens. And again, my only reaction is the thing I control, right? But I'm telling you, having opportunities to explore other health benefits is huge. And I think you should take a look at some of this research, because if these are some of the things you yourself struggle with, and as we're talking about trying to get into that mental clarity and goal setting and establishing new routines, this might be something that would benefit you. Okay, and who does not want improved physical and mental performance? Memory, increased blood flow. These are all things that show that you recover better from sports. Just skiing, right? Didn't do the sauna, but we're going to look at hot tubs. But there are things that you can do that will absolutely be more proactive in managing it versus waiting till you have an injury, right? And I know a lot of us do that sometimes. I think also too, the pain management piece of it. The heat itself helps promote your body to increase all the good hormones that's natural, and it helps you stretch naturally. Again, it kind of loosens the muscles. It allows them to stretch. It is the recovery piece of incorporating yoga that can also further the benefits. And so I think that one of my best girlfriends has a sauna, and she says she's in it all the time. And just the way she feels, she sleeps. It helps even regulate her sleep, because it helps just kind of release that stress and anxiety on top of all the things that we hold up inside of ourselves, both mentally and physically. So of course, where I'm at right now is I'm really big into my hot tub. So I wanted to be able to talk about the hot tub benefits. And a lot of the information I found was on healthline.com. And again, that link is at the end of the podcast. And then of course, they talk about the most obvious benefits of a hot tub is the potential to ease tension of the day, the stress. It helps you just kind of melt it all away. But the soothing effect, I think, is really big about the warm water, the massage, the jets, just kind of being able to have the cool wind. And even if it's raining, I love it. Mine's not covered, so getting a little bit of cold wetness on your face, and it helps cool you off in your upper body as well as you're getting the benefits. But it does help relieve that physical, that emotional, and the mental stress. And obviously the big one, number one, is muscle relaxation. That's big. Again, having it not skied for 20 years, I can't even believe how great I feel today. That is amazing. I'm shocked by that, actually. The other one is improved sleep. I have a mind that doesn't always want to shut off, and I know I'm not alone in that. I know you probably have it too. We're thinking about what we did that day, what we've got to do the next day, what's going on for the rest of the week. And so I think a lot of research shows that the simple relaxation from being in a hot tub allows you to be able to just drift off to sleep. Now, I do use pink noise as well, thanks to the Calm app, but I think at the same time, I get some amazing sleep after. I notice a difference when I've sat in the hot tub the night before, or the nights I haven't had time if I'm coaching or I'm staying busy. Pain relief, that's a big one. And I hate to take any kind of medicine whenever necessary. I have my own set of allergies, but at the same time, when it comes to things like, if you are really getting tense joint muscles, any of your tendons, if you've got arthritis, I've heard it's been great for that. That is a huge part of it. I think it's just, it helps with, it raises your heart rate, it lowers your blood pressure, all of those things. And that leads into the cardiovascular health side of it. Again, I don't know if you have cardiovascular disease or you have other heart issues, consult a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is just some great tips as far as things that have helped me, helped my friends, helped the Legion. The gals that I talk to all the time are like, oh, you definitely want to talk about this. This is amazing. Interestingly enough, too, I read an article that talked about improved insulin sensitivity. And I myself am not diabetic, but there's some research that says that hot tub therapy can possibly benefit folks that help with managing diabetes. And then also found that both hot tub and sauna can possibly benefit if you're struggling with the obesity side and the diabetic side in conjunction with each other. So I thought that was a really interesting piece to this. I didn't know this. It's a calorie burner. Who knew? They said that sometimes about, they say about an hour. Now, I don't know if anybody can sit in a hot tub for an hour, but that burns about the same amount of calories as a 30-minute walk. Now, I'm not saying replace it with exercise. What I'm saying is working in conjunction with it. It could be a really great benefit to enhance what you're already doing. All right, so let's go on to the polar plunge. This one has always been curious for me. I've done it probably maybe 3 times. Twice on purpose, once I didn't mean to, but wow, did I feel amazing after. Obviously you have to be mindful of you know, if it's the depth of the water, if you're swimming, and we're talking a polar plunge versus an ice bath. Two similar, but obviously one's a little bit more of a controlled environment. You're boosting your immune system, improve circulation, mental alertness. I'm telling you, I jump in some cold water, that'll wake you up really quick, right? You've heard that analogy, but it's true. It just, your clarity just all of a sudden spikes up. You're obviously hanging out with friends, you're in nature, all of those things just lend itself to be social as well. And it's fun. It releases all of the natural hormones, the endorphins, and it lowers your cortisol levels evidently. Increasing energy, reducing stress, and here was a great one. It nourishes hair and skin. And I also found that there's some Swedish research, again, all the information's at the end of the podcast, about it working with inflammatory diseases as well, and inflammatory respiratory issues. So these are some things I think we're very curious. And again, I love how there's a lot of cultures that do this just as a part of their natural routine. And it's definitely stuff I like to incorporate. Again, everything in moderation. I'm not doing it all the time. I'm doing it once in a while, but they're fantastic. And I say, take a look at it. If it's one thing that can help you feel great, get your energy, get your motivation going, then why the hell not? Try it. All right, this one, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Feng Fu. Feng Fu, it's F-E-N-G-F-U. It is something I tried probably about 2 years ago, and I fell in love with it. Take an ice pack, I put it on the back of my neck. First got the idea when I gave blood and I got really nauseous and a little lightheaded, and the nurse told me to put ice on the back of my neck. It helps equalize your, you know, the potential for vertigo or the dizziness. It centered me really quickly. I didn't think another thing about it. And then I was again looking online, love the internet, of course, and I found this great research on putting an ice pack on the back of your neck and what some of those benefits could be. And I thought that was really interesting. And again, shocker, improved quality of sleep. And I gotta tell you, it's a Chinese medical tactic. It is shown in their research that the Feng Fu point helps improve the quality of your sleep. It, if you can't fall asleep or stay asleep, it's something, give a try. Reduces PMS symptoms. That was interesting. They say acupuncturists have long claimed that the connection that exists between the base of the skull and all your PMS symptoms, they're actually interconnected. So there goes that mind-body connection again. And it's supposed to be linked with the abdominal plane, the inflammation, and the cramps. So again, huge, huge. Ease digestion. Now, I know that, again, our gut, talk about good girl biotics and probiotics and prebiotics and all the things that are associated with our gut. But when our stomach is not feeling great, I know it is really hard to do anything physical, much less mental, working, whatnot. But they're saying that the ice of it reduces the bloating, the gas, and the indigestion. So give it a try. 20 minutes on the back of the neck right before you fall asleep. I've also heard 20 minutes in the morning. I've only done that a couple of times because usually when I get up, I'm jumping right into my routine and I'm getting going. So initially what started me with the Feng Fu was I had headaches. I was getting some headaches. I was doing massage. I had actually a prescription for massage therapy. And of course, who doesn't love a good massage? It's fantastic. But it, again, is working towards the scalp area and the back of the neck right here. It's icing spots that are supposed to reduce pain associated with headaches, and it's supposed to be fantastic. Reducing fatigue and stress, there's that one again. It actually helps putting that mind-body connection again. It says that since there's a lot of, like Harvard and some other researchers have talked a lot about this, that when you apply pressure to what they call the Feng Fu spot, the base of that neck, to relieve physical and psychological symptoms like stress, fatigue, anxiety, all of those things. And I'm thinking, hell yeah, I want all those benefits and more. So I tried it, and I'm telling you, it has been fantastic. I don't take a lot of ibuprofen, Advil. I don't have to take any of that. Again, I'm a little bit on the holistic side. I try to do as much as I can naturally before I will revert to, if I have to, I take a migraine pill, of course. But it's supposed to help with lower arthritic pain. It helps even with colds and even possible thyroid health. It's worth a look, so give it a try. And like I said, the link will be at the end of the podcast so you can get all this information that I've shared. I think it was just really important. I wanted to put this out there because, again, I deviated from what my normal podcast topic would have been, but I had friends and we were all talking after skiing and kind of thinking, oh my gosh, what is this going to look like? And I thought, okay, some of that health, some of the mental health, the physical health, the things that we can do for ourselves are very much in our span of control. And I'm like, fuck yeah, need to do it. What does it look like? I'm willing to try it. And I've found that the more I incorporate small bits, one at a time, a little piece here and there, it's a lot easier for my lifestyle just to accommodate it. And it's just a part of what I do now. And it's been fantastic. And I would say give it a try. And if you subscribe, I've got more information. I've got some other exclusive content available. And check out on Patreon as well. Have a great day, Legion, and lay it out there.